All right, so here's your video for example 3. It says, and this is very similar to your homework on My Open Math. Below is a map of a country that has been broken into 5 districts. Each district has the same population. So don't get caught up in that. Fill out the table based on the map and determine the efficiency gap. So this will change, so make sure you pay attention to this. Each party only needs 3 votes out of the 5 to win the district. So before we had to determine it in the previous example. So our districts are now by color: red, green, blue, purple, yellow. And what we're going to do is we're going to just focus on the red district and count up how many votes we got for Democrats and how many we got for the Republicans. So if I just focus on the red, we get 1, 2, 3 for the Democrats. Now remember, they told us each district only has 5 votes, so then I know then there can only be 2 for the Republicans. I'm going to go and do this for each district. So for the green, I have 1, 2 for Democrats. So, and I can just double check 1, 2, 3 for Republicans. Blue, I have 1, 2. So that means Republicans have 3. Purple, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I only have 1 for Republican. And yellow, 1, 2, 2. All right, so I have 2. So that means I have 3 for the Republicans. All right, now I'm going to focus on who won. So for the red district, Democrats won. Green district, Republicans won. Blue, Republicans won. Purple, Democrats won. And yellow district, Republicans won. Now let's figure out how many surplus votes there were. Now remember, we only need 3 to win. So the fact that Democrats for the red state got 3, none were wasted. However, and the reason for that is we only need 3 to win, and we take what they actually won and we take away the 3 and we get 0. Now, because Republicans did not win that state, all of those votes were wasted. Green, Democrats did not win, so all those votes were wasted. Republicans got 3 votes, so none were wasted. Blue, Democrats lost, so all 2 were wasted. And 3, so none were wasted for Republicans. Now for purple, we only needed 3 to win. So again, the formula is you take how many votes we had, take away how much we only need to win. So really 1 was wasted. And that 1 for Republicans were wasted because they didn't win. Yellow, all those votes were wasted for Democrats, but none were wasted for Republicans because they only needed the 3. All right, now I'm going to find all the totals. So if I do 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, I get 13. Well, I know right here, because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grid, there are 25 votes total. The other way is be my guess and just add every square up. So if 13 votes for Democrats, that leaves only 12 votes for Republicans. I'm going to add that column just to make sure I did all my math right, and I did get 12. Good. Now I'm going to add all my surplus votes for Democrats. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, so I get 7. And 2 plus 1, I get 3. All right. Now here, you could have answered that in the beginning if you'd really wanted to. Just count up all the D's. But we already have that here. So that's 13 votes, and Republicans got 12 votes. So remember with the efficiency gap that, I said Party A surplus votes minus Party B surplus votes. It doesn't matter order. I just say what's nice is to go from large minus the small, because then you'll always get positive. So you do that 7 minus 3. And then you divide it by your total number of votes, which is 25. So 7 minus 3 is 4. if I do 4 divided by 25 in my calculator, I get 0.16. My open math will say times this by 100. So essentially putting it into percentage form. So 16% is the efficiency gap. Okay. Now there are 5 districts here. Remember, so 1/5 is 20%. So this is a little less than a district, a seat available, but it's still too high according to our math formula to be considered fair. So that is when we would come in and start hopefully looking at how the districts are drawn and maybe redraw them. Now the last question for this says Republicans won how many districts? It looks like 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forgive me, this is a misprint in your notes. Out of the 5, I accidentally put 6. But how much of the percentage of the vote did they actually get? And so how you do that, again, percentage, is part over total. So Republicans had 12 out of total with the 25 votes. Well, 12 divided by 25, 48%. So, they won more than half the districts, but they didn't get half of the votes. So that is another kind of red flag of like, how are these districts drawn? So I hope that all makes sense, and reach out if you have any questions.